All right, buddy.
Go for it.
Go for it. Like, we're live now?
You're live.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Nicotine. I'm going to be asking our lovely guests here some questions. Natty, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nathy Casanova, and I also go by Zombie Unicorn, Noe, and Zombie because I'm an idiot online. I'm a streamer and I do all kinds of other stuff too, but I've been taking a little break. But yes, hello, that is I. I am non-binary. I am bisexual. I use the pronouns they, them. And I'm Cuban, both of my parents. I'm a first-generation American.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you. Dano, you want to go?
Sure. Yeah. My name's Dan Otage, Dano. I mean, I go by lots of things, but hello. I go by he, him. It's the very right there in front, I guess. And yeah, I'm half Mexican, half Portuguese Hawaiian. So, but like for most of my life, I've appeared as this not fitting into either group. That's part of being like half and half. So that's been a fun little thing that kind of should probably lead into a lot of the things that I'm sure Nikki has questions for. And I have taken this week off to kind of decompress. So this should actually be a lot less angry of speech from me today, because I should be hopefully a lot less stressed out.
Oh my God. I can't even really fathom Dano being stressed and angry. It's like, it does not compute for me.
I'm
so
like
chill.
the Hulk. I keep it inside until it comes out.
That's my secret. I'm always stressed.
Exactly. I'm not even like, I think I'm pretty chill for the most part, but like I'm always angry at something, you know, whether it's the normal stuff, the same things you are probably angry at, just injustices and terrible takes and all that stuff.
Rippling below the surface of Dano lies unbridled rage.
That's the forward to my next book. Thank you.
My name is Nikki, Nicotine here on Twitch. I do a lot of roleplay and stuff. And also I'm Hispanic. My whole mom's side of my family is very Mexican. My my abuela is very, very Hispanic. I grew up with her because, you know, she lived with us and everything. It was wonderful. Had a very, very, you know, I had my childhood with my abuelita. It was really nice. But today we're gonna go through some questions, some getting to know you questions. We're gonna really peel back that layer of protection, Dano. We're gonna see some unbridled rage. I've got some questions here, and feel free to skip any of them. They're just questions to get to know you. So without further ado, I want to give the very first question here to Natty. Natty, would you ever re-gift something?
Oh, I have, definitely. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Come on.
Okay, yeah, sure. What's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten as a gift that you've re-gifted?
That I've re-gifted?
Yeah.
Something that was clearly not meant to be a gift. I've done that a few times. Actually, you know, my parents used to do this funny thing for Christmas where they would like give us like bad gifts on purpose that like just to like tease us as children, like remote batteries, but not even new ones. They would take them out of the remote.
Oh, yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Or they would buy like a new roll of paper towels that we actually needed for the house. Put it under the tree, you know, stuff like that. Or
oh, wow.
That was stuff that they would do. I mean, like an actual gift, probably something that somebody gave me that was like maybe a white elephant type thing or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love white elephant parties.
Yeah.
Just the weirder, the better. All right, well, next up is Dano. You got a thing you've ever re-gifted. Would you ever re-gift a gift?
Yeah, I think so. I think the line of when I wouldn't would have to be like extremely personal. You know, if it's like a very, very personal gift, yeah, obviously it'd be rude to. But for the most part, yeah, if I'm not using it and nobody around me is using it and somebody else might get better use of it, yeah, absolutely. No problem.
Oh, that's actually really nice. Have you ever actually like regifted something before? Do you know what it was?
I'm sure I have. So my grandfather on my mom's side, who is like, he's probably one of the only family members that doesn't kind of understand family as much as like the rest of us. So
Mhm.
him and I have, and my mom as well, have never really had this like super close bond. So nothing really has been personal from him. We've gotten watches almost every year for like 10 years for a while.
Oh man, like
Um,
what kind of watches? Like calculator watches or like really nice
they're like
calculator watches?
they're like cheap. They're cheap watches that are meant to look nice.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, they're not terrible by any means. They're not like, they're not expensive. They're not like just they don't make sense. They're just whatever. They're just a watch you get from J.C. Penney or something that's like, bottom shelf, whatever.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure, for sure.
so like it felt wrong to not regift those or to give those to somebody because one, I had way too many after 10 years of birthday and Christmas gifts and all this stuff over and over again. So I had both mine and my mom's, just, basically a ton of different watches. And yeah, I've given those to so many different people. I don't think I have one anymore. I don't think I have a single one.
Well, at least always know what time it is, right?
True. Yeah. True. I got a watch that I bought myself right next to me. I got watches all over the place. There you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I do regift things, but it's almost always makeup. Because I have this thing where like I'll see makeup in a store and be like, oh, I want it. I have to have it. And then I get it and I realize it's completely wrong for me.
Yeah.
So I almost always, if I'm gonna regift something, it's almost always makeup.
Yeah. I also hate returning things. So, and I'm not gonna just throw it away if I hate it. So yeah, I'll give away something that I've purchased myself a lot and just when like, oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, cool. Well, I've got another question here for you. Let's keep the circle going. Natty, in this scenario, this hypothetical scenario, you are stuck talking to someone boring. How do you get out of the situation?
I make the conversation interesting.
Okay.
I just
Make it interesting. Like how in what way?
I'll just change the subject to something that I want to talk about, or something like really weird that they reminded me of. So I used to like be really nervous talking to strangers and stuff, but I went to college originally for journalism, and I had to go interview people, and you have to like kind of get over a hump of being like afraid to talk to strangers and stuff. And then you find ways to just kind of keep the conversation going because you want more information for the story. So if somebody like is not giving you enough information, a good way is to like just not say anything and kind of stare at them, and they'll feel like they have to fill the space with more words. And with the opposite, if they're talking too much, one way is that you
scaring
can just
people into talking more.
Well, not like but like just kind of like you're interested, like you were expecting more, and then they'll
Yeah,
be like,
totally.
I guess I could say something else. But
that's a
if
pro
they're
strat.
talking- yeah, if they're talking too much, you can always just be like, but what about this other thing? And then just kind of change the subject slightly because you reminded me of this other thing, blah, blah, blah. And then you can just kind of get away from the topic that they were just going on and on and on about. And it could be anything. It could be something that is related, or it could be something that entirely different. But if I actually had to get out of a situation, I'd be like, I'm sorry, hold that thought. I really have to pee. And then I would go pee. And then I would probably never come back.
It's a long way to the bathroom. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's true. I know I say that, and that's happened at like convention parties, but I wasn't trying to leave the situation. I just actually had to pee, and then ran into other people.
Got distracted.
So
yeah, I do the same thing.
It's not because you were boring. I swear.
Sometimes it's just inevitable. Sometimes you just get distracted. I get distracted by everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go to conventions with people anymore because they have learned now that I will just kind of wander because I saw something or somebody that I wanted to, see or talk to, and then I'm just like, you just leave me. I will find you eventually.
Do you have ADHD?
I think so. I am not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I do.
I do, and I know.
I definitely do.
I I'd be surprised if somebody were to try and diagnose me and said I wouldn't. Because like, and you watch me play any game, MMO, something wide or open, and I don't stick to one thing ever.
Yeah, same.
What's that? A side quest? Better go do all of those.
What do you mean? What do you mean my quest log is full? What does that? What do you mean? What does that mean?
Spend 10 hours just making my character before I actually start the game, and by the time I start the game, another game is out, and I'm way more interested in that anyway.
To be
Yeah.
fair, character creators in games are totally separate games unto themselves. Like if there was just a game that was just
True.
create interesting characters, that I would play it in a heartbeat, because that's all I really like to do in games with character creators.
Sounds
Yep.
like Sims 4. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Mods.
So the Witcher 3 and Skyrim are two games I still haven't finished because I've just keep getting distracted by so many other things. But I have like hundreds of hours in each one.
The
The
Witcher,
list of
really?
games I have completed is the way to go about like that. I can't list all the games I've
It's a
never
shorter
completed
list.
'cause it's way too many.
Absolutely.
It's most of them.
Yep. Same. Big same.
Steam has this thing where it like lists you get like a special little badge, right? If you get all the achievements in a game. And I've only ever gotten them from games like Borderless Gaming that have one achievement or like two achievements. But
Yep.
I'm so proud of them. 100% completion.
Yep. I remember you wanting to like be that person who got all the achievements, and I wanted to be that person so badly. It's when like when Xbox came out for the first time and they had all those points, gamer points and whatever. And
Yeah. I
Yes.
remember that.
that dream fell off so quick. I was like, this is not gonna happen. No way.
I remember people were so into it. They were doing games where they knew that the requirements for getting those points was so low they could just like cheese it and get more points that way. They're like
Yeah.
kids games where like they were kind of like tossing them out like candy, you know. So
Yep.
they were just
I remember
easier to
that.
get. You'd get a
'Cause
bunch of like
people would
COD
they'd
bros
flex their
playing.
gamer score.
Yeah. It was great.
Mhm.
It was great.
Absolutely.
Well, I've got another question. We can go back around. Natty, of
Yes.
all of the movies you have ever seen, which one was the worst?
It
It's
had
a big
to be
question.
that.
This is a
It
big
had to
question.
be- I can't remember which one it was, but it was the Street Fighter movie. It had the worst acting, and I saw it in the theater, and I remember seeing it with somebody. There's a line where the bad guy's like, "You're like milk, and even milk has an expiration date," and then he like breaks his neck.
What?
It's like one of the worst like bad guy like catchphrases. It was just so bad.
You're like milk, and even milk has an expiration
Oh, yeah,
date.
it was like you were like milk money to me. That's what it was.
Oh,
Like, you were
God.
like milk money to me because I guess I don't know, but it
Oh
was so
my
bad. That's like
God.
what I remember from it because it was hilarious how bad that was, but it wasn't trying to be bad, like purposefully terrible. It was just bad. So
Mhm.
That's amazing. What about you, Dano? What's your least favorite movie?
Well, that's a different question for
Well,
sure.
what's the worst movie ever made?
Because like I don't see it's tough. I remember watching I can't stand certain movies that a lot of people like and love, and I don't know if I want to out myself here. But there are certain
Uh-oh.
bad movies that I enjoy. Like I know everybody loves how bad The Room is. I get it and I understand why. That's why I wouldn't put it on that list of like the movies that I hate. But honestly, like the Avengers movie, the first one, I can't stand it. It's a bunch of people trying to. It seems like they're just pushing each other out of the screen to get screen time, and it makes no sense to me. And I can't I can't watch it anymore. It hurts my brain.
But
But
there's
it's also
109 quips a minute.
Yeah, it's they're force feeding everybody this boring story that doesn't make any sense unless you really just don't care about it, or you care so much about it that the story not making sense doesn't matter to you. I just see all these cool characters on screen, which is awesome. Not for me. I just not for me.
do you like superhero movies at all?
I do. I really do.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the reason why I like the individuals that their movies that they do, because like the story, it makes sense for the most part. And you know what you're looking at versus in I would say like the last two Avengers movies were fine. The first two I can't stand. I just don't know what I don't know, like it feels too much like a I need to have my spotlight moment, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the world of superheroes is way more fun for games, for like video games than it is for films.
Or TV.
I don't know. I think there
Yeah.
can be good superhero movies, but I think superhero like games just tend to be like the potential is so much greater because you get to like inhabit that like that superpower, you know what I mean?
But yeah, every character has so much depth. You want to get into it. You can't do that in a 90-minute movie.
Right. So yeah.
Absolutely.
My worst movie is The Room, but it's because I love The Room and I like terrible movies.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why what I was trying to interpret from the question, because like I get why people love The Room. That's why I wouldn't say like it's not my least favorite or something I don't like, but it's bad, and that's what makes it great, right? That's cool with me. There's also movies I've seen thousands of movies. There's also movies like Thanksgiving, which is about a serial killer turkey that goes around
Oh, I
and
love those.
kills people just on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, it's terrible, but I loved every minute of it. It
That's a
was so
movie
good.
that was definitely inspired by somebody coming up with the phrase, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we made a movie about Thanksgiving, like Thanksgiving, get it?
Yeah, exactly.
That
Could've
entire
gone
movie
any
was
other
spawned.
ways with that, but then it's like this turkey. I love like bad horror movies for sure, like
Yeah.
cheesy. I mean,
Do you have a
Army
favorite?
Army of Darkness.
Oh,
is
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Army
a
of
pretty
Darkness
good
is great.
one.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite movies of all time. Actually, I love it so much. Bruce Campbell. It's just me.
Yeah, totally. Evil Dead too.
Very good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
The series was
Oh.
great too. Oh my god.
Oh, really? I
And
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Anaconda with Ice Cube though.
Oh,
like,
I
it's
love
just-
Anaconda.
Anaconda's great.
That's a wonderful movie.
I do love it. It's pretty great.
Nice. Our next question is actually related to superheroes. Superheroes. I can do it. Related to superheroes. If you, Natty, could have any superpower you wanted, what would it be? There's no limit.
Is it like it has to be one thing, or is it can it be like can I say that person's superpowers?
Yeah, either way, whatever.
Okay. I would say, oh, I was gonna go one way, but now I think I'm gonna go another way. Well, please, nobody get mad at me for this, okay? I would say I would take Jesus's superpowers, because I would I would make food for the world and wine. Very important. And then I could like walk on water and save people out of the water, like be a lifeguard. And
You want to be a magical lifeguard chef?
I could heal people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a healer plus all those extra things. Like the food thing
Absolutely.
was like the main thing I was thinking of. I was like, I mean, does Jesus fly? I don't think so. I mean, technically,
Probably could, right?
Probably
Yeah,
could.
Probably
At
could.
somewhere somebody probably thought they
You
saw
could,
that.
like, if it
So
was a
yeah.
video game, you could call it Resurrect, and he would just fly. Like,
Are we making a
I
video game about
feel like
Jesus
that
Christ?
exists. Weirdly, I feel like that already exists, and I think
would put
he
him
does
to Smite,
exactly
but I
that.
know they're never gonna add him to Smite, so that's
That would be cool though. That would be cool. That and Seamus
Yeah.
might.
Absolutely. What about you, Dana? What's your ideal superpower?
Yeah. So you asked the question that I've thought about my entire life.
Oh, awesome. Stands
so
prepared.
I've grown up
Unfolds a
being
statement.
dude. I got a thesis. I put it in papers before that I've turned into serious professors who are like, I'm gonna grade this and you're gonna get a degree at some point and go out and do things in the world.
I'm so glad
But
I
we're gonna
asked
talk
this
about
question.
superheroes. No, I've done it many times. So I've grown up being a huge Green Arrow fan. But he's not super. But he teams up with people like the Green Lantern, who is super, who has superpowers. So John Stewart's Green Lantern has been one of my favorite characters of all time, other than the Green Arrow. So he has a ring that gives him the ability to do essentially whatever his imagination can bring him to do. He can fly, he can, create a bubble, take him underwater, he can do pretty much anything as long as he has and he uses the willpower within him to do it. And along the same lines of what like Natty was talking about, if I could use this power to then, transport water to people, transport food to people, be able to, if there's a drought at a bunch of different farms, be able to somehow bring, water that can harvest the crops or something in a actual like world situation that is not, that is more realistic than, oh, there's a giant demon something attacking the universe and it's going to explode. No, let's talk about like real things to where if you had these superpowers and you were meant to just be essentially like a keeper of Earth and you're like, hey, what am I doing while we're not being attacked? I'd use my ring to go like do cool stuff and like good things. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. That's perfect. Yeah. I don't know a ton about the Green Lantern lore, but what I do know just makes it sound more awesome every time I hear about it. So 100%.
Green Lantern's pretty cool.
I think if I had a superpower, I would just want to be immortal. That's all I would want. I just want to be at stasis forever so that every 23 years I can like emerge from the ground and be a Twitch streamer for a while and then hibernate for another 23 years.
That's your cycle.
Yeah. Every 23 years I rise.
Do you also like can't go out in the sun? Is it like do you need blood to live?
No comment.
I'm in fear of that. Yeah, I mean, she's sparkling right now.
Sure.
But I would be in fear of immortality, man. I think that's just me having just this old soul and being extremely cynical of the world. That's like I don't want to see where this goes in 50 years. But then again, if you're immortal, you don't really care that much, I guess. You can just see it and like be like witness to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I feel like I would maybe enjoy it for a while, like knowing like the things that you're doing, you'll be able to eventually see them, like the changes you're making in the world and stuff, and that people are pushing for. You might eventually get to see them because you're immortal. But then after a while, I feel like you would get sick and tired of it, and you would just be like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I wasn't going to say it, but I was like, you'd want to not be alive anymore. You would be like, I wish I could not be here anymore after 700 years. Or maybe a million. I don't know how long that would take.
Just entomb me on the moon. I'm done with humanity. Just entomb me inside of the moon and wake me up when you guys are able to get to me.
Yeah, I was gonna
and then
say,
people would tell stories about you. They'd be like, "There's somebody on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're gonna meet them one day."
The woman on the moon, right?
Yeah. Wake me up! I'm sleeping. What's your favorite thing about being a content creator today, Natty?
I love that I can use my platform to talk about things that are important to me and kind of like help with things, and that I like that I've been able to kind of evolve and morph into this content creator that does all kinds of content, and whatever I have interest in, I can make it into content and put it online. It doesn't have to be just gaming. It could be like makeup and beauty. It could be being a keyboard addict and like stuff like that. And I could share it with the world and people will enjoy that and connect in some way and bring positivity. And no tolerance for negativity, okay? Get that stuff out of here, man.
Perfect. I love that. That's wonderful. I love hearing stuff like that. Really positive, uplifting. Dano, what's your favorite thing about being a content creator right now?
Right. Well, as time has gone on, and in a very similar vein as to what Natty just said, is because I've always been outspoken about like what I think is right and what is wrong and how we can be actionable to reverse the things that are wrong in the world or what have you. But I think right now, and for, I guess, unfortunate circumstances, because the more people are in pain, the more they listen to people like myself. Um, it feels like people are kind of coming together in some ways. Unfortunately, like I said, it's because other people are so against them, and there's a lot of people feeling very down. But it feels like, after I've been doing this since 2000 or late 2014, and it finally feels like people are actually starting to want to hear content and see content that is about things that matter. Because, like, for the longest time, making content about things that matter was just, no, you just don't do that because people won't watch it. And I'm like, part of the reason why my viewership's always been very, very bad is because I was never afraid of talking about that stuff. But
Same.
I never really wanted to go shy away from it, because I felt like I couldn't live with myself or sleep at night if I did. So yeah,
Not
I
being
feel like
true to
people are finally
yourself.
listening. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
it's nice to
wonderful.
see that's kind of shifting in this. As someone who's also spoken out a lot and gotten turned down by brands because it's not brand safe to talk about social causes and issues and things like that. But it's like the shift that's happening right now is very good to see. But I think obviously we got a way to go still, and
Definitely.
I hope that more people come out and act on stream and speak about things the way that both of you do more often, and like aren't afraid to speak out like that, because it's not gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change if we just keep pretending it doesn't exist when we're on camera streaming.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a trans woman, and when I was a kid growing up, I didn't really have any like role models. There wasn't really like anybody I could kind of look up to and be like, hey, yeah, it's gonna be all right. See, so it's been really my goal as a content creator to be that for other people. And my favorite, like the best thing that I get occasionally is when I get like a DM or a message or something in chat, and somebody says like, hey, I'm really glad I found your channel because I've transitioned. It got me thinking about gender and stuff, and like now I'm way happier, like that kind of a thing. Just my heart does like a whole little contraction, like it's wonderful, thank you.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
absolutely. And
that's my favorite thing.
I and that's that I talk about this a lot, because like I think, as somebody in a, I'm not white, but basically close. People think I'm white, so it's close enough. A cis white male on a platform like this, it's important for people like myself to talk about, like, and to shut things down when people are speaking out that in a way that is not okay. So like, you'll see people that feel like it's okay to, you know, talk negatively about anything in a realm that's not, they're not used to, or speak derogatorily. And I think I urge everybody that's in my position to shut that down when you see it, because even though it doesn't affect you, there's probably people in your chat that aren't talking or what have you that are being affected. And
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
it takes everybody. It takes a village, to take care of somebody.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much. I think we're just gonna go around and give little plugs. I think we're just about done. So Natty, you want to start?
I'm Nathy, Zombie Unicorn, No Ian Zombie, and you can find me on everything at the Zombie Unicorn, No Ian Zombie, including Fan House. But yeah, I'll be back here on Twitch soon, and I am doing some more Hispanic and Latinx Heritage Month stuff. So I definitely have to be back soon. Like, you will see me. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Dano, you're up.
Yeah, I'm people, most everybody calls me Dano. Obviously, if Nikki's calling me Dano because we've known each other for a while, and but I'm Danotage on everything. Find me here on Twitch or YouTube or what have you. If you look me up, you'll find me. I've taken a week off to kind of just chillax and get my head straight and my body strong again, and I'm back tonight for the first time in a week, and I'm just kind of ready to get into it. So hopefully I'll see a lot of you around, and thank you both for being here and being awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you. My name is Nicotine. I do a lot of role play on Twitch, twitch.tv/nicotine. That's Nikatine. I'm also on Twitter at Nicotine Prime, and Instagram and YouTube and Discord and such. So yeah, I do a lot of role play, and I do a lot of variety stuff coming out every day.
It's
Thanks
awesome.
again. huge thank you to Gay Gaming Pros for giving us the platform, and big thank you to the rest of the people here. Y'all are wonderful. Have a great night, and yeah, we'll see y'all soon.